our collective journey of fighting Bharat and for Dharma. There are many people, like we just talked about, who do talk a lot about the dharmic ethos, but they don't really know how to live it. They do have big egos, like you just mentioned. They get angry, they get triggered easily, and they do very adharmic things, including, as you have, I'm sure, experienced many times, plagiarizing the work of others and claiming it as their own. So, my question is, what are your thoughts on this source of adharmic dharm rakshak?
So, this is a very important point. This is such an important point. I want to differentiate between what I think of the Hindu Dharma as a system
Mhm.
versus what I think of the Hindus as
Okay.
people.
Mhm.
It's often people say, how can you be so pro Hinduism and you are criticizing the Hindus?
Mhm.
The difference is that the Hindu Dharma is a body of knowledge, an ideal with a certain history and certain great rishis and certain texts and practices. Now,
Mhm.
all this, what I just mentioned, is great. I'm supporting it all the time, and I'll continue. Never any doubt. But then there's something else called a group of people who are Hindus who may not be living up to all this.
Mhm.
You see, so the Hindus are disappointing to me. The Hindu Dharma is not. The Hindus are not living up to the standards of the Dharma. And many of them are using it to propel themselves into influence and power.
Mhm.
Some of them are political Hindus looking at Hinduism as a vote bank to get themselves into power. They are not necessarily serving the Dharma, they're using it for their benefit. Some are in the political limelight or in education, or they want a channel, or they failed in business or they failed in their career, and they are looking for a way to climb up and become important. And being this Hindu activist is a quick, easy way.
Mhm.
Because if you got a gift of the gab and you know how to market and organize and get popularity, brand building, you can use this idea of being I'm a Hindu activist and get ahead. So the quality standard isn't necessarily there, that you really are deeply embodying this dharma, and that you have studied it and worked hard and you really understand it. That needn't be the case. A person who's just a slick salesman can suddenly become top Hindu dharma exponent.
Mhm.
They can do that. So that's the reason. Other traditions either have a institutional filter, so like the church is highly organized, seminaries are organized, and so they will send people who are well trained, well certified. We don't have a certification to be an activist. We're not institutionalized. There are a lot of advantages in having being totally free. Yeah. And even the leftists, they have their own peer group of academic people. How you get how you follow certain conventions, you follow certain procedures, and you follow certain leaders, you respect them, you work as a team, and they all support you. In the Hindu Dharma, it's all everybody to himself. There is no ethics. You just beg, borrow, steal ideas here and there, and you go out there and do whatever the heck you can. And this is called jugaad, in terms of improvising quick and dirty solutions to get by. So the Hindu activism is a jugaad. Is right now this is the problem. And something like this will be it's very good for sensational things. We can make progress, we can help win elections, but I'm not interested. See, to me the following three levels are very clear. Highest level is the dharma itself,
Mhm.
and the respect and protection of the dharma is yagna. You give back and you're in alignment with the cosmos. That's, call it level A. Level B is there is something called Rashtra, which is loosely translated as nation. It's a collection of people and practices and geography. Now, this Rashtra, you don't protect the Rashtra for its own sake. You protect the Rashtra because it's a vehicle to protect the Dharma. The
Mhm.
Rashtra is supposed to protect the Dharma. Rashtra is an organ, is a mechanism, is a device, a machine to protect the Dharma. So if the Rashtra is not protecting the Dharma, my loyalty is more to the Dharma than to the Rashtra, if the
Mhm.
Rashtra becomes corrupt.
Mhm.
And then within the Rashtra, there are various organs, like the human body has many organs. One of them is a Rajya, the government.
Mhm.
So are you pro-government? I am pro-Rashtra. So
Mhm.
to me, the Rashtra is more important than the government. And if the government is no good, is no good. And then as far as government is concerned, there's political parties vying to run the government. So there's a hierarchy. To me, it's not so much getting this party in power or attacking that other party and so on. To me, that's a means to serving the rashtra.
Mhm.
And the rashtra is a means to serving the dharma.
Mhm.
So that has to be very clear. So to me, the lower, as you go lower and lower in this hierarchy, from the dharma to the rashtra to the political reality to all these activists clamoring, as you get down, 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 it gets messier and messier. The quality standard gets pretty bad. So that's my state, and I'm very clear that I have serious problems with many Hindu activists, but I'm totally loyal and dedicated to my dharma.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.